Hello and welcome to Viches. Today we are two grandmasters for you simultaneously. My name is Naiditsch and we have David Shengelia. David, how are you doing today?
Hello Arkady, everything's fine. Thank you for the invitation to your channel. Yeah,
most welcome.
I'm exciting, so let's start to review the games.
Let's go to the games straight away. So what do we have here? Just a second. As we see on the screen, we have Blue Bomb. Just a second, my Naiditsch is a little bit reconnecting at the moment. Okay, so we're back. All right, let's begin maybe with a game of Giri and then we proceed to the next games, because we have here a very beautiful and sharp position, as we can see after the move bishop a4. So let's check the positions first and then we're gonna review the games. So David, what do you think about the position of Yesipenko against Giri?
Just a second, Arkady, I think some technical. Okay, now I think it's good. Which game?
Yesipenko against Giri.
Yesipenko, Giri, it's interesting position. What opening they played? I didn't have time to check it before games, so it looks like Sicilian, yeah. White has some initiative, but yeah, generally I think I would take blacks with bishop pair and solid pawn structure in center, bishop on c6 later, protecting everything there, and maybe g file some can't play, some ideas with f5, e5 later. So I would say that I would prefer to play with black this position.
With black, yes, you're not afraid of getting mated here somehow. Maybe something on the b file. Not afraid?
Yeah. Yeah, okay, we should be also with black careful, but okay, with bishop on c6, I think the file is fine, no? Because, okay, maybe king can run to a8 later, bishop to c6, so even if you play some queen b6, or maybe you should double. The problem is that knights, they don't have some outposts. And as we know, knights are good when they have such a squares, but potentially where they can go, f6, okay, but where later, because e6 and d6 pawns are very strong, very solid.
Yes, so this is true. Not easy to put knights on good positions, but I think the position is very unclear. So the pressure on the b file looks pretty dangerous. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a huge fight here, because both players, they want to win the game. Both players started not perfectly the event, so a victory is very much needed for both of them. It's gonna be a very, very hard fight, tough fight. David, we have a comment. Could you please make your voice a little bit stronger on the microphone, if possible?
My voice microphone stronger.
Yes, they say it is too silent.
Sorry, it's just new microphone, just first time I'm using this microphone, so maybe it's still how it's now, the more voice.
Still a little bit too silent, so if you can make it a little louder, it would be better.
I thought it's loud, but maybe okay, but without microphone it should be.
Okay, maybe try without. Let's see what happens. Maybe it's gonna be louder, so people hear you better.
Is it better, guys?
Oh, little better, but I think, yeah, little echo, but okay, no problem. Let's see. Maybe it's fine.
Okay, let's try, and then yeah, I don't know. We have to. Yeah, I'll check later.
Yes, I think you can also make your sound a little higher. Then it's gonna be the.
That I can do.
Okay, so let's hope a little louder. Yeah, got a little better, but all right. Let's see what happens in the next game. So we have VE yesterday. VE blundered a piece to Caruana. Not good news for the Chinese player. Today playing Nakamura, who also has a very tough tournament. He lost one game to Caruana. He had two games where he been worse but managed to save them. Today with the black pieces, VE with the white pieces. David, your first feeling about the position, what do you think?
Oh, position. Okay, in this case, I think I would prefer white because bishop on b7. Okay, again, yeah, while black has bishop here, but knight on a5 is very strong. And also the problem is that maybe anyway black has to trade later in long term. I mean, this dark square bishops, and yeah, but it's very unclear position. Like first feeling is that I would still take white, but position is very unclear. For sure, it's a big fight as well. Yeah.
It looks like a big fight indeed. I agree, but it seems to be, in my opinion, better for white. We have here queen h4 coming next. Looks like a little bit better for white, I think.
Yeah, in that case, bishop here really works. I think not so good like previous one. I mean this game, previous position which I. Yeah, here queen h4 is unpleasant threat because if black plays bishop g7 after we trade dark square bishop d6 is weak. And also later maybe some ideas with h4, h5. So white has.
Yes, white seems to be a little better. David, by the way, we do one thing. Yes. I will comment a little bit alone and try to fix the microphone because I think people do not hear you well. So okay. Maybe connect the microphone and try to make the volume somehow a little bit louder.
Okay, give me a second. So you disconnect me now and then reconnect again, or how to do it?
Just connect your microphone.
Okay, I'll try one more.
Let's see if we can fix the sound. So the sound will be better. Let's see. David, say something. We cannot hear you, I think, now. No, not so good. Okay, try to fix it, and I will comment a little bit the position. So, VE Nakamura, as we said, a little bit better for white. It looks like a little bit better. We have queen h4 coming next, knight on a5, very, very beautiful against the bishop on b7. So this is usually slightly better for white. Very safe position. At the moment, white is doing just a little bit better. So this is not like it is, I don't know, plus minus or something similar. It's just a little bit better for white. Quite positional play. Could be expected. VE with less time on the clock. So we have 37 minutes versus 50 of Nakamura. So it's gonna be a big fight in front of us. Both players need to win their games. It has to be a big fight. Let's go to the next game, and we have Sindarov with fantastic start. 2.5 out of 3. Yesterday he won with the black pieces against Pragnananda. Crazy game, and in the end Pragnananda just missed a piece. With the black pieces, Caruana as well with 2 wins and 1 draw. So we have a battle here eventually for the winner of the candidates. I think such an important game, crazy important game for both of the players. Let's take a look at the current position. It is a mess. Very difficult to evaluate such positions because it is just complete mess. Difficult to say. I would say it looks like a better position for white because white has a little bit safer king here on g1. So in theory, we would like to go like rook to d1, pushing d5 next in case we can. It looks like a better position, but not necessarily because as well this light square is quite open. The king on e8 currently not the best, but on the other hand it's difficult to get to the king. We can eventually put somewhere bishop to d5, play bishop e7. Very, very solid. There are some tactical options here with the move f4. Like an example with the rook on g4 versus the white king on g1. So many options, many tactical options here for both of the players. We have 1 hour 11 for Sindarov and just 15 minutes left for Caruana. Caruana is in terrible time trouble actually. Just moved 19, 15 minutes left, no increment. Only after the move 40 there will be extra 30 minutes time for both of the players. So, well, Caruana, it seems to be that Sindarov managed to catch him in the opening. Otherwise, I cannot explain this 15 minutes for Caruana. So yes,
can you? Sorry, Arkady. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you, but it's a little bit silent still. I don't know why. Maybe you can put your microphone near you and then you can speak a little louder because...
Now I'm without microphone.
Without.
Yeah, is it better now or not?
No, it's the same. No, little bit silent.
Okay.
It's a bit silent. I think it's better with a microphone. Just somehow you have to find a way to regulate. Welcome everyone in the chat. I see in the chat engine showing +1.5. It doesn't matter, we're not commenting with an engine, so there is no need to put the comments of engine in the chat. It doesn't matter, we try to get the human feeling for the position. Engines are way too strong. David, now how you do with the microphone? It got better?
I'm fighting with microphone.
You are very silent.
I have my candidate tournament with my microphone, so let's see who will win. So
you're still very silent with the microphone. I don't know why.
Okay, just a second. I don't know. It should be fine, but no.
Okay, maybe.
Okay.
Just a second, let me also try to change something to make you louder. Just 1 second. Say something now, David, maybe?
Yeah, can you hear me now better? Because now my microphone is here, I don't know.
Okay,
is it better now? Is it getting better or not?
Not much, but...
Very strange.
Okay,
maybe I should send it back, this microphone, I don't know.
maybe something doesn't work indeed, yeah. So, what to do? We cannot make it louder, sorry for that. Let's hope that we can hear David well. In case we can't, I can turn off the music. Now it's much better. David, we have comments in the chat, now it's much better.
It's much better. Oh, okay, very good.
So excellent.
Like that, yeah.
So we have this crazy position here. Sindarov, Caruana, and David, what do you think? All preparation by Sindarov seems like, no?
Oh, wow, it's 1 hour 11 against 15 minutes. Yes, it looks like, yeah, but how his position is? Like, first feeling is that Black has good activity, but when I see that 1 hour 11, it means that the guy knows what he does with White. Yeah, okay, King is still... I don't know, still I think that Black should be fine, but because of the 15 minutes against 1 hour is 1 hour 10 is... At some point it can be dangerous, yeah?
No time for Caruana. Caruana is in big time trouble, but position I think is very dynamic, yeah, I would say, but the problem is maybe now the pawn a6 can be taken.
What was the last move actually?
Bishop d5.
No, White, I mean.
Bishop e3, bishop d5.
Okay. Yeah.
So bishop a6 looks like possible. Maybe there is bishop on d6 followed by the move f4, but probably White is doing better, yeah. Probably White is doing better.
And what's after bishop takes a6? What's the idea?
Bishop d6, what is the idea?
Bishop takes a6, I mean, does it work or what?
I think bishop d6 for black, just to get the king to f8, king to g8, and just continue playing.
Okay, then a pawn is running, and yeah, okay, black has definitely compensation, but I think, yeah, position I think is fine. It's very unclear playable position, but yeah, let's see what happens.
Okay, Caruana under pressure, so little time. If Sindarov manages to win this game, he is on a very good path to win the tournament. And we have once again Blue Bomb already with a draw. So 4 games, 4 short draws by Blue Bomb, 3 times white. Blue Bomb is merciless, forcing draws with the white pieces and been very safe with the black pieces. So another draw by Blue Bomb against Pragnananda. This time, also yesterday, he just played with the white pieces against Yesipenko for a draw and managed to equalize. David, what do you think? Is it a good plan that Blue Bomb is executing, just making these short draws? Is it the way to play the candidates?
Arkady, I think it's not his plan, but he's a great player, but he's also playing with among these very strong guys. I don't think that he has planned to make all draws, or he didn't plan to make 4 draws, but yeah, not easy to win. In such a tournament, it's really not too easy to win a game. So he's playing solid tournament, and yeah, he's fighting. But also maybe opening, his openings are too solid. But
I think it's not about openings are too solid. The openings of Blue Bomb are not so bad, but he's just forcing draws with the white pieces. So this is what we see. He forced a draw against VE because he probably knew it. He forced a draw yesterday against Yesipenko, also just a force line. And today, let's check what happened today in the game of Blue Bomb, and then we come back to the running games. So we had the move d4. Blue Bomb always plays the same, all his 3 white games. He played exactly this opening. Usually black answered with a move bishop e7, and Blue Bomb took and played bishop f4 or bishop f4 immediately. So this time we have the move c6. It is a slough. e3, a6. Okay, a6. Not the main line. Queen on c2 by Blue Bomb, c5. David, what do you think about the current line?
It looks normal, no? So, okay, after queen c5, queen c2, c5 is typical because it looks like that black lost the time, but the difference is that with queen c2, black knight's coming to c6 and always some knight b4 in there here, so it's that different. So it's actually, yeah, it depends from position, but sometimes maybe queen on d1 it's even better place that because, black made c6 and first after queen c2 push c5. But you know, nowadays if you analyze well, everything is playable.
That's true. Today with engines you can play everything. Yeah. Okay, so now we have CD played fast by Blue Bomb. Also Pragnananda plays very fast. E takes D, take, bishop on e2. All is theory, both players playing very, very quick. So again, we have more or less what we had, what Blue Bomb did yesterday against Yesipenko or in the first game against VE. Exactly the same structure, all is pretty same. And here comes interesting moment, because the question is, do you put the bishop to a7 with the main idea of playing d4, or do you do the move bishop d6? David, what do you think? What is better? Put the bishop to a7 or to put the bishop to d6?
Okay, my first feeling is bishop a7, but more or less maybe it's the same, but later anyway maybe black wants to go to b8. And the question is, you know, would we play a typical IQP position with, I mean from black's perspective now, to play for attacking the white king, or just to play to equalize and push d4 as soon as possible? Yeah, because as we know, with IQP pawns, is on the one hand, yeah, the d5 pawn is weak and white has d4 square, but on the other hand, white has black can start some attack on the on the h2 b8 diagonal, and if g3 then bishop h3, or if h3 then typical ideas with knight somewhere knight e4 or so on. So both moves are playable in my opinion. I don't know.
For sure, it's playable. In the game we have bishop d6, so Pragnananda of course is still in his line. This is all theory, he knows what he's doing. Blue Bomb as well. This is the first moment where Blue Bomb had some thought to play bishop b2 or not to play, but I think it's a must play, because otherwise what you are going to do?
What else, yeah?
Bishop b2 looks must. Then we have short castle. Rook on c1 also looks very, very typical. Now we have the move knight on e5. Also, this is looking very normal, no?
Yeah. And that's what I meant actually, that with queen c2, I think, yeah, queen on d1 in most of the cases would be better placed, since, yeah, because of the knight c6, white, yeah, black forced to play a3, but anyway, maybe white should play a3, but now also with rook on c8, queen has to go somewhere, right? To b1 maybe, or because queen b3 is always some d4 moves.
Yes,
coming,
queen
so,
b3, d4,
yeah.
It's not looking good, yeah.
Yeah, so that's because it's typical idea after queen c2 then to push c5. Now position is, yeah, it's very solid. So black has enough compensation for isolated d5 pawn, so it's very logical result of this, especially in such high levels that normally such a positions, I think, yeah, mostly yeah, they end with draw because.
Okay, usually it's always a fight if we remember the games of Pitaliko. He played a lot of isolated pawn positions where he just been holding the position even though he had basically sometimes a knight on d4 with the white pieces, but still he was holding the position with the black pieces.
Yeah.
Now, oh, Lichess went down. Just a second. Let's come back. Something happened to Lichess. Okay, now I'm back. So now
No, it works.
now it works. Yeah. Now the problem is that how to stop with the white pieces and move d4, and also it's difficult to understand what is the preparation of blue pawn because this is such obvious play by black. Black for the moment did nothing to equalize, so no special decisions. Everything is pretty easy. Everything is very smooth, the moves are very natural, so the question is what is the preparation of blue pawn, what he been expecting Praggnanandhaa to do. The next move of black, I think pretty nice. We have queen d6 attacking the pawn on h2, next move f4 is sort of forced because where else you go? To play g3, not a great idea I think, David, no?
f4 in that case not, because okay, if we take for example Slav with the reverse colors, that black plays f5 in some, for example it's Meran and so, but in this case I think f4 is too much, but still I would calculate this move anyway. But
I think you have to play f4, what else?
Yeah. Did he play f4 or? Yeah,
yes, he played f4, but...
Okay, maybe f4 is, yeah, okay, then f4 is g3, yeah, g3 bishop h3 or
I don't like the move g3. I don't know. Yeah. Doesn't feel good to play g3, to play h3, too dangerous. Anyway. Too dangerous.
Yeah. Okay, maybe f4 is then is forced, but still, I think it's fine with this structure. Yeah, in this case, f4, queen, bishop, c3.
No, but it looks like a straight draw. Knight on e4, attacking the bishop. So where to go? Bishop e5 looks forced. There is nothing.
Why not to d4? Actually,
we have knight on d2, so there is a fork.
Oh, and queen b2, knight, yeah, okay. We don't have time for bishop g7, yeah?
No.
But okay, anyway, bishop... Yeah, bishop e5 is with tempo, is always better, yeah, it's queen b6, then we go to d4.
Yeah. So bishop e5 is forced, queen on d7, and now the question is, can you play this position for a win with the white pieces? I think just impossible. It looks like a completely equal position.
Okay, it's possible, but not in candidate tournament, I think.
Okay, I don't know how to play this for a win, David. What to do with the knight on e4? How you get rid of the knight?
Yeah, the problem is not just knight, but also that pawn. Would be, for example, f7 pawn on f5. That's another story, yeah, but the problem is that black always later can play f6. And otherwise, okay, for example, this structure with, let's say, with pawn on f5, even if we trade knight, bishop, later bishop d3, bishop takes e4, that position could be very tricky and very unpleasant for black.
But how you get the pawn to f5? Like it's never gonna play f5.
Yeah, for sure, black never will play, but I mean that the problem is not just that knight, that's what I want to say, but the problem is also that white, this long diagonal, can't really do anything because of f6 move.
f6 coming next, yeah.
Yeah, f6 is just coming, and yeah, the black is fine.
It looks like a good position for black, and with good we mean, I think it is just completely equal, so very hard to understand the preparation of Blue Bomb, where he wanted to win the game. He is changing all he can now on the C file. Of course there is f6, and basically we can agree to a draw. We have the move knight on d6, knight c4, I think quite nice, but it doesn't matter what you do with the black pieces. White can do nothing here to play for a win. Or David, you see a chance to play here for a win with the white pieces?
No, with pawn on f6 is no chance, because only play for white is on the dark squares, but on the diagonal, and just d4 square doesn't really bring anything. We need it. Yeah, we need to do some on the long diagonal now.
Yes, so
I don't think. And white never had a chance to push f5, yeah, because f5, if white would push f5, f6, then maybe would be some chances, but I think it's never works, yeah. Before, I mean.
No. Zero chance for f5. No chance having the knight on e4. How do you play f5?
Yeah, okay.
Not
with
gonna
pawn on
work.
f7 before, I mean, just to push f5 and f6 if it's possible.
But how?
But yeah, no chance. Queen on d7, bishop on e6, everything is very good. Yeah.
We
No, black
can
has
never go f5, yeah.
No. Yeah, it's no
Okay,
chance,
so we left the game at the move knight on d6, change, knight c4, and yeah. Okay, so we can call it another successful draw by Blue Bomb, straight from the opening. Very difficult to understand how Blue Bomb wanted to play for a win. It looks like he's just saying, draw is a good result for me, and he's making draws. So this is what I see from the games of Blue Bomb. Maybe he thinks that draw is just a great result. That might be his strategy, even though it's a bit weird, because in candidates you have a chance to play the World Championship match. So to make with white a lot of draws, I can guarantee you almost that there's very high degree that he's gonna lose some games with black. When you play for a draw with the white pieces, usually things go bad with the black pieces. David, do you agree with me? Or you have a different opinion?
Yeah, one more time, it's which tournament? Yeah, okay. For Blue Bomb, yeah, definitely he can push more. If you ask me, for me, would be great to make a draw here in the tournament.
But why for you, David? Blue Bomb qualified over the Grand Swiss.
Yes, that's what I mean, yeah.
So
yeah, very strong tournament he played. No, okay, it's maybe he wanted to surprise his opponent in the opening. I don't know what is.
but for the third time, the same opening. Surprise what?
Ah, okay. But what's Pragnanda played normally? Like,
no, but I don't understand where is the surprise, because third time the same opening, third time fast draw. So third time,
no,
20 moves draw.
I mean, maybe he was expecting some other opening from Pragnanda, and he did not expect this c6.
For the third time, you are getting surprised for the third time with the same opening. Well, looks a bit strange. Okay, let's go back to the game of Yesipenko against Giri. So we have a crazy fight here. The black king escaped to b8. White is gonna do something on the b file next. Then bishop c6, the idea of David to keep the things together. David, do you still believe that black is gonna survive the attack of white?
Yeah. No, I like black's position actually. But it's but for sure it's a very big fight. Position is practically unclear, but I see for black more chances, let's say, because with bishop on c6 and rook on g8 later, maybe you have to play g3. And but the really problem is I don't know what to do with these knights. What to do, for example, with h5 knight in the long term.
Knight is not great, but I think in this position there is no long term. There is or white can do something or white is just bad. So let's calculate a little bit the move c5. No, looks like interesting decision. C5
now,
because queen a6 next. So what to do now with the black? We take on c5. Not working.
Yeah, I
no?
think why not? Why not to take queen g3 check, or no, queen g3? Queen a6
takes
you want
a6,
to take.
and we have b7 pawn and the queen. Yeah, so
that's not so nice. Okay, c5 is but the same is after d5. So what to do after c5? That's a good question.
I think d5 is must. I don't see other option than d5 because
But what's different if now queen a6?
yeah, but now you can just go bishop c6. So
Okay, but then I like white's position already. I can,
now you like the white's position.
okay, now wait. Now after c5 we need some better move. C5.
No, but I think it's not so clear. I think you're overexcited.
Okay, now rook b2, rook db2.
Rook db2, yes, looks good. And rook c7, can you give me checkmate?
Ooh. I can try. Yeah, okay, maybe knight d6 just to select the pawn, but now I knight maybe will get some squares. Also, some kind of rook b3, rook a3 ideas. For example, rook b3 now, or rook b6 is all, but rook b3 for example.
No, but rook b3, I think not working. I can take the knight.
Why?
You go rook
And
a3,
after-
I go take c8, and that's it.
Or queen d1 check maybe you have. Oh,
So yeah, queen
Yeah,
d1 check actually, nice, yeah.
queen d1, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
here
Then-
maybe it's still rook d1, yeah. And bishop d. Okay, yeah.
So
Also.
not so clear, I
Yeah.
think. Still, let's go back. So we have after c5, we have suggestion in the chat to play bishop on b5. Maybe good bishop on b5, but the problem is queen on g3, then rook g8. Here's the idea. Maybe bishop on b5 is good, but not sure. Also here, many options for white. But maybe bishop b5, yeah.
It looks like best because I think to give a6 pawn is very dangerous.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
It can't work well.
But I
Yeah,
think it's quite
but
complex. It's not an easy position. So also queen on g3 now doesn't look easy. So rook g8 is forced.
Yeah, rook g8, yeah.
Queen f4.
But what was the last move of black?
Bishop b5, queen on g3, rook g8, queen f4.
No, I mean before c5, before suggest c5, what black played here there? So let me check.
King b8.
King b8 just, okay, for sure the guy, okay, Anish calculated c5, yeah.
I don't think
because
he
I don't-
calculated much. He played very
Okay, but
fast.
c5. Okay, but c5 is only thing maybe we should calculate. But okay, now it's fine again. Because g2 is hanging.
I don't know. I think
But-
c5 very complex. I think very complex position, difficult to judge. It's a big fight. Bishop b5, queen on g3, rook g8, queen f4. Very difficult to judge this position. f7 hanging, d6 hanging. Pressure on the d file. Maybe there is something like d5 now for black, but it's not possible because of the pin. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Very difficult to
Okay.
say who is doing better.
Okay, at least now it's c5 is very concrete. Yeah. Without c5, I would take black, but now with c5 we have to calculate. It's not
Okay,
so
but
easy to say.
instead of c5, I have a couple of options here. So c5 is not like the only move, I believe.
What else?
I believe also queen a3 deserves calculation.
Okay, queen a3, maybe bishop c6.
I take d6. Is it so clear?
Queen g5. You take with queen if I take. Okay, because I thought you won't take with rook, but then I want to play queen g5. But then knight g3 even there you have. Okay.
Okay. Also, this doesn't look so easy. Maybe you can take on c4 with a rook, but also this doesn't look so easy. Many tactical options here. Rook takes d6, something crazy like that, because we want to sacrifice b7 hanging. Maybe something else as well.
Back rank is also very weak for white. I mean, yeah. Okay.
But not so easy. Okay, in the game I have the move rook on d2 played. So he's doubling on the b file.
So
And the
how
idea,
long
after
Okay.
bishop c6, he wants to go c5. So this is obvious.
Okay, with the same, some kind of transposition sometimes, yeah? If bc queen a6 and b7 is in.
I think c5, or there is another idea, eventually to go knight f4, with the idea of playing knight on d5. So we have this great sacrifice, but probably it's not gonna work, yeah? ed, and bishop b5, so...
You found outpost for the knight on d5.
On d5, we give the knight, yeah, we give the knight. So
Yeah,
probably
okay,
c5, yeah, probably c5. This is what is gonna be played after the move bishop c6. And David, give your prediction, and let's go from the first moves of the game to check what happened earlier. So how do you predict the game is gonna end?
Draw.
Draw. You predict draw.
But fighting draw. No.
You predicted draw? I don't think.
I don't know. I still... I'm from black. Okay, I would say 55 to 45 for black.
For black, yeah. So you think or draw or black wins?
Yeah.
I think, David, probably you are correct. I also would not put on white here. It doesn't feel like white is dominating, and Giri is so good in defense, so I agree with you. Let's check from move 1 actually, so let's go very fast to the opening. We have the move e4, so Giri once again was a knight of... Wow, he usually plays e5 in strong tournaments. Now we have Giri with a knight of... let's see what happened. We have the most sharp knight of bishop g5, e6. Interesting that Giri plays also the move e6, not knight on bd7 at the moment, very, very popular. So we have the main knight off with the move e6 and bishop d3, very rare line of knight of David. What do you know about the move bishop d3 here?
This position, not so much, because instead of bishop g5, bishop d3 was very popular, and I think it's still popular, but to be honest, I thought that bishop g5 is not so common lately, so it's because white can play everything, yeah? Bishop d3, a4, rook g1, h4.
Everything is possible, that's true in the knight of, but bishop d3, quite a rare move, but I think it's a possible continuation. Bishop e7, Giri is not surprised, he shows once again huge preparation by Giri. You cannot surprise Anish Giri even with a sideline. Huge preparation. Queen on e2, knight takes e4, played immediately by Anish Giri. David, unbelievable memory, no? By Anish, huge.
And for sure, okay, Yesipenko never played bishop d3 before, I guess, yeah?
I don't think so, it's quite a rare line, yeah. I don't think he is repeating something that he done earlier.
Incredible bishop, oh, not bad.
Huge preparation by Giri, how to remember this. Bishop g5, so all seems to be... Okay, knight e4 is very typical, but he played it instantly, so it is his preparation. Take, knight, bishop g5, knight f5. This is also a very, very typical idea here for white to sacrifice a pawn to get the knight on f5, bishop on e7 back. To take the knight usually is dangerous, and probably here not the best. We can just win the bishop back on g5. This is probably better for white. So bishop e7, take king d7. David, would you do something like that?
You know, even if I would analyze it, I would not do it because I would forget it then afterwards, yeah?
So it's even okay, if you analyze, you would not go for it, yeah?
I would not analyze, maybe, but it's okay. That's it, modern chess, otherwise it's not so easy.
Yeah, this is the current chess. The players...
some novelty or some games here or not?
I don't know. I don't know, but it's a very rare line, so there should be some games, but maybe not too many. We have short castle played also very fast by Yesipenko, so also Yesipenko, he knew the move king on d7, knight on c6, and played also very fast the move c4. So he wants to break, king on c7, what a strange position. What a strange position. The material is equal, the king is running. On the other hand, we have the bishop pair for black. The pawns are gonna move forward. Eventually, the knight is badly placed on g7. Complete mess. Knight on h5, bishop on d7, and rook on d1. Both players relatively fast on the board. Bishop d7. Giri saw it first time. Bishop d7. 20 minutes of thinking. So finally, out of book. Rook on d1, rook on c8, artificial short castle on the long side. David, what do you say about that?
Sounds great. Artificial short castle on the long side.
Yes, huge name, but very funny. Yeah, that the king is walking, then we play like rook c8 and follow king on b8 next. Crazy.
I just think if it's also possible to make a long castle on the short side, artificial.
Okay, if you move first king d8 and then rook e8 and then king e7, king f8, yeah.
Then we are in some other game.
Yes. Okay, Yesipenko is not wasting time and pushing b4. instantly played by Yesipenko without even thinking. Wow, he's sacrificing the pawn on b4. Okay, it's very logical. He tries to play against the king on c7, but risky move, no? Risky play.
I'm just checking. It's 9 games with knight takes e4, knight takes e4 according to my database. Bishop takes g5, knight f5. Still 4 games.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, even one correspondent game from 2017. So knight f5.
Quite
and
old, yeah? 2017.
Quite old, yeah. Bishop e7, it's still 1 game. It's not correspondent. It's from 1980.
Wow.
Yeah.
45
exactly.
years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bishop is okay, and the guy took on g7. Yeah.
Okay. So too far away from us, the 80s. Let's come back. So Yesipenko sacrifices this pawn with the move b4. Giri takes. 15 minutes of thinking, but he takes. Rook on b1. Knight takes. Queen takes. Interesting. Why not to take with a rook and to play rook to b3?
Good question. Yeah. Looks more logical.
Looks more logical to take with a rook, no?
Yeah. It's some issue, yeah, because obviously the guy offered sacrifices b for b pawn to double on the b file, yeah.
Yes,
So
so
why
it's
not to
logical,
play-
but a little bit strange to take with the queen. More natural to take with the rook. Still, of course, it's a very, very unclear position. White can double on the b file. White can double on the d file to win the pawn on d6 back. Instead, he takes with a queen. Interesting. So bishop a4 attacking the rook. Rook on d2. Also here, I think many options. For white, there might be something tactical. He thinks for, wow, 40 minutes of thinking before playing rook on d2.
But bishop a4 move I don't understand, to be honest, because why to help white to double on the b file? Why not bishop c6 immediately? I understand the logic that he wants to destroy this connection between the rooks on the first rank, but still, why not just bishop c6? And I have some doubts with b4 move, but okay, that's another story. I don't know how it's before, but let's say why not bishop c6?
Yes, bishop c6 looks very logical. Giri was thinking 20 minutes before playing the move bishop a4, so he didn't like something. What could it be? I don't know. Maybe there is something crazy, like to play knight to f6. That looks a bit too crazy, no? Or maybe possible. Knight hf6
Instead of
after bishop c6.
okay. Knight f6. Yeah. Okay. After king b8, it's always the c5 move. Yeah. On the air. Yeah. After knight f6, it's interesting what to do because your idea with knight d5 is always in a his idea, because I thought to play h5 with idea rook h6, but
Too slow.
maybe we don't have some too slow. Yeah.
This is too slow.
But
Okay,
yeah.
not such a simple position. King b8.
No.
Maybe there is c5 to sacrifice like everything and try to attack.
Right.
Okay, quite complex.
Dangerous.
So Giri didn't like something. Bishop a4, rook to d2, king b8 back. So now rook on b2. We have bishop c6, c5. So as we expected, here comes the move c5. 21 minutes for Yesipenko, 31 for Giri. Position is crazy, but it looks like black should be able to defend.
Yeah, too strong. Light square bishop is too strong.
Too strong, the bishop? Could be.
And the problem is, yeah, white doesn't have enough forces on the queen side, because somehow, with knight on h5 to start this attack on the queen side, where black has quite a high concentration of pieces, I don't know. It's I understand it. Everything chess is very concrete, and to judge like that, it's not enough. But still, would be knight somewhere, even on d2 or somewhere, or even on f1. That would be maybe different position, because why the knight can join the party very fast. But now Okay, he took, yeah, this here and after
He took, yeah,
takes.
because queen a6, there is queen c7 coming next, and maybe no checkmate, rook to b3, c4. So, might be good for black. Okay, let's go to the game of VE against Nakamura. We also wanted to check the game here from move 1. So, we have e4, c5, knight of 3, d6, another knight of knight to c3, different move order on the knight of bishop c4, changes nothing. So we have the knight of now with the move bishop on c4, the variation with bishop c4, so very sharp variation. Bishop on c4. VE likes to play this bishop on c4. So g6 played by Nakamura, also spending half an hour time already. A bit weird. The main move would be to play the move e6, obviously. We have g6, very rare line, f3, so now it's like a dragon, but including the move a6, which is usually not the best. Still, Sicilian is always extremely sharp. b5, bishop on b3, all is logical. Bishop e3, knight bd7. What do you think about the current position, David? Do you think it's a good opening by Nakamura?
Looks like, okay, it's normal position, Sicilian or not, but they do say normal c6, but you know, I think after e6 then white goes bishop d3 back or something like that.
When?
It's, after e6. I saw somewhere that idea or heard about it, because it looks, if I'm not mixing something, but yeah, after bishop c4 I mean. The idea, I think, after...
No, but e6 is the main move, David, it's knight of the main line. The
Yeah,
Sozin
yeah.
attack, yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's a sudden attack, yeah. But maybe it's some idea, so very crazy idea, but I didn't like it. But here's okay. The e6 is normal move. I had it with black a lot of times with e6 bishop 7.
So what do we have
line.
here? Do you think this position is good for black, or you think it's risky?
Yeah, it's some kind of dragon with pawn on a6, b5, and bishop on b7. Yeah. Okay. Normally, at least I always thought that in Sicilian the pawn on g6 in some kind of dragon positions are dangerous because of h4, this English attack style. But here, yeah.
I believe
prefer white, yeah.
I believe usually the combination of g6 with a6 b5 is usually not the best. So personally, I don't advise to do something like that because it's dangerous. What is interesting that we have VE playing the move a4, so he's not going for the normal queen on d2, but he's pushing a4, so this is the other problem of black. So we have this a4, Nakamura takes on a4, the problem is b4, knight on d5. And this might be very bad.
But he spent already quite a lot of time, so it's definitely it's no preparation.
No, it's not a preparation, no. Because you cannot prepare against something bad. So usually now with the engines you're checking just the best moves, and you're not preparing where engine immediately shows big advantage for weights, so it cannot be the preparation of VE. A4 is normal, BA, B4, knight on D5 also looks better for white, so take A4, bishop takes, I think looks better for white, no?
Yep.
Bishop on G7, knight on C6, very tactical approach by VE, actually a beautiful move. The knight is not getting over b3 to a5, but now the knight is getting over c6 to a5. Little trick here. Knight a5, the knight cannot be taken because bishop d7 check. Short castle, bishop takes d7. Wow. Little bit unexpected, I think, but okay. Bishop d4, of course. To change the bishop is a good idea. Bishop h6, what is this?
It's interesting decision with bishop d7, but maybe knight c5. Yeah, what's very strong. Bishop h6 says it's a bit artificial, looks like.
Looks crazy. Bishop h6 by Nakamura. I think the best move at some moment will be bishop g7 back. it doesn't look like a great decision to play bishop h6, and he played it immediately. So Nakamura was very sure that this is the best, but it looks so strange to put the bishop to h6.
Interesting what engine thinks about this move, but okay, it's playable move for sure, but I mean, a bit strange decision, I think.
Yes,
Leave this
not
bishop on the long diagonal. Long diagonal, it's very dangerous, so I think, guys, if you control long diagonal, especially with bishop, it's already good. And as you say, later black has to go back to g7, otherwise it's dangerous. Because I don't think that in this structure he ever can play e5 move, for example.
e5 is not looking great. Yeah.
No, I mean later after bishop, but it's anyway with such a d5 square, and white can take always b7's bishop. Maybe before playing e5 you have to play rook b8, bishop a8 or something like that, at least to keep the light square bishop, but and then to play e5. But nah, I don't know, but it looks artificial. I understand maybe it's not so bad, but
looks a bit unusual. Yeah, looks a bit unusual. So we have short castle, e6, pretty normal. Queen e1 looks good. Queen gets to h4, rook on b8, queen h4. Now bishop goes back. Yeah, so probably it was not huge. So now looks like slightly better for white, I would say, and very safe positions. Queen goes back, queen f2 with the idea queen on d4 check at some moment. Bishop c8. Wow, to put the bishop on c8, not on a8. I don't know, what do you think, David? To put the bishop c8, is it something normal?
Okay, he wants to protect a6 pawn, and later maybe, I don't know. Problem is that with pawn on f3 it's also to put the bishop on a8.
I don't know, looks a bit unusual. Yeah, to put the bishop on c8, quite passive. We have knight on d1. Also, this looks a bit unusual by VE. To go back.
Who is saying, okay. Unusual looked yesterday's game from him.
Yesterday, VE has missed in one move. Knight on d1, knight on f6, c4, d5, of course.
Actually, he missed yesterday knight d1, yeah?
Yes, yesterday for sure he missed knight on d1, 100%.
Today maybe he decided to play knight d1 in order to win.
I don't know, doesn't look like something very good.
Wow.
Knight f6, c4, d5, now it seems e5. The idea queen e5, knight on c6. Nakamura is considering what to play next. Can this be better for white? Knight on g8 played by Nakamura. White has to protect the pawn on e5, but the pawn can be easily protected. But the question is it a better position for white with a knight on d1? Maybe. Maybe better, but maybe not. Maybe just equal. So we will see. Maybe slight advantage for white or equal, something in between. VE just 8 minutes on the clock for the next 16 moves. No increment. Very dangerous. Let's go to the game. Sindarov against Caruana. Wow, we have a crazy position on the board, and I think it's just winning for white, no? It's just game over.
Wow.
Sindarov seems to win the crucial game of the round. Huge win for Sindarov. I think it's just game over. Caruana 48 seconds for the last 5 moves and no increment. So, but I think as well the position is just completely winning. So it's not just the time, it is just completely over. Rook on c5, I think it is the last move of the game. Rook c8 is coming, bishop takes c3, simply also wins the game. I think Caruana is just gonna resign, no, David? You see a chance for Caruana?
I don't know how to defend rook c8. Because black even can't really select the queen, to take, for example, d4 and then rook a8 or something like that. But d4 is saying no.
How to fight here? Rook c8, rook c7.
Rook
just game over.
Also does not work,
Just game over. Caruana is just gonna resign. Huge win for Sindarov. 3.5 out of 4. Crazy start for the young player from Uzbekistan. I think he's
But
just
what happened
19
in
or
the game?
20.
Oh, yeah, he's a very young guy. Yeah. But what happened in the game after we?
We saw the position
this
after bishop
gap.
d5, yeah.
Yeah.
He, rook c1 first. Now he takes. Rook on d1. Caruana. Just 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes for the next 16 moves without increment. Just too little.
Yeah.
Just too little. Caruana today was a very, very poor timing in his games. So little time. Maybe
Very
position of
dangerous.
white is better, but with 6 minutes for the next 16 moves, there is no way to survive it. So bishop c6, rook a5, probably if black takes, and takes on a4. I guess there is d5, yeah, and looks like dangerous position for black. Pawn structure is getting crushed. E takes d5, there is queen f3, f5 is hanging, d5 is hanging. This is looking bad.
Also, rook f6, always some ideas.
Yeah, rook f6 was possible. This looks bad. Rook a5, Caruana is trying to keep the things together. 4 minutes on his clock for the next 60 moves. Yeah. Rook c5, strong. d5. Caruana got completely crushed. He got completely crushed by Sindarov. This is like so badly crushed. Beautiful game by white, but
yeah, Sindarov played beautiful game, and unlucky that his opening and his time management was not really good.
h4, h5, Caruana 2 minutes for 8 moves. Yeah, he's getting crushed by position. He's getting crushed by time. And after rook to c5, we see 1-0. Huge win by Sindarov yesterday already against Pragnananda. Today was white so easily against Caruana. I can't remember Caruana losing in this kind of style ever, no? David, do you remember Caruana losing this kind of game? Like zero chance?
I remember he's winning like that, but losing I don't remember.
So let's take a look at the opening. What we have Queen's Gambit, a bit more different move order. E3, Knight f6, Bishop takes c4, so Queen's Gambit. Knight on c6. Usually Queen's Gambit is a very peaceful opening, so a bit strange to get crushed like that. Both players playing very, very fast. Caruana thinking before playing Bishop b7 for a little while. Alright. Knight on e4, knight on a5. Take, knight on b3, c6, knight on d4. So Caruana out of book, Sindarov still in his book. Rook on g8, but this position might be not so clear, but so hard to play for black. If you don't know this position, so difficult to play, no? David, what do you say?
Yeah, no, it's very dangerous to play. Practically, it's very dangerous. Yeah, I'm sure that engine will show that position is more or less equal, maybe slightly plus, but playable position. But with less time, with obviously the guy knows what to do with white, and no, in practical game it's very hard.
Yeah, not easy to play this kind of position with black because it's a mess. So rook on g8,
rook
g3.
g8, and he never
F5.
got the chance to put queen. Why not now queen d5?
f3.
No, I mean instead of Anyway, he played f3. Okay.
No, but queen d5, f3. What's the point? If you take on
queen
d4,
d5.
there is bishop e3. This is too dangerous.
And if we include bishop d6 first with some ideas with bishop g3, I don't know. Maybe. Okay, queen d4 is dangerous, yeah. Queen d5, although queen d5 is okay. For example, queen d5, f3, and now bishop d6.
But I think I can play bishop
Bishop
e4.
e4 just.
Yeah.
No, but now... Is it now any chances? And I can never take on g3, yeah, because I don't have any discover check. So, and if we take d4, bishop e3, then c6 is hanging.
Yes,
yeah?
And game over. So, not possible. Huge preparation by Sindarov, yeah. Huge, absolutely huge. By the way, welcome to everyone in the chat. In case you like our comments, please like, subscribe to VChess. So, let's continue. f5, bishop on c4, rook on g4, attacking the pawn on d4, but bishop e3 defends easily, and from here we saw what happened. So basically he got completely overrolled by Sindarov. Zero chance in today's game for Caruana. Very tricky position out of opening, and later Sindarov with a perfect execution. Huge game, no? David, what do you think? Sindarov is going to win the candidates?
Let's see, it's not so easy. The guy is very talented, very young, and playing really great chess, but all guys are too strong. It's not so easy to say, but now after 4 rounds, he's a big favorite, I think, huh?
It looks like he's a huge favorite.
He's a huge favorite, yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. It's not so easy. This tournament is still it's very hard to play because, you know, 1-2 bad games, some wrong preparation or some.
No, but of course it's never easy. But I think currently Sindarov is in fantastic shape, just crushing the people left and right so easily. To beat Caruana in this kind of style, it happens in 1 in 200 games maybe. Caruana doesn't lose like that. Caruana has also very, very good preparation, so huge play by Sindarov. Let's go back to the game of Yesipenko against Giri, and it feels like it is game over for White, no? What do you think, David? Still a fight or just game over?
With such a centralization like Black has, looks very good. Because, okay, Knight is still hanging, Knight f6 doesn't work, okay, Knight f4 maybe, but... okay, White for sure has still some tricks, but objectively looks very good for Black.
I think it's just game over and resignation time. Everything is protected. Next move is rook to d8. That's it. Yeah. I think Giri was a first win maybe today, so the fans from Netherlands can be happy. Giri was a bad start, was a loss in the first round against Pragnananda. Now seems to recover against Yesipenko, and Yesipenko is going down for the second time. It's gonna be a tough tournament for Yesipenko because they see he is in a bad shape. So what happens? Everybody tries to beat you. This is always what happens in a round-robin tournaments. Once they feel you are a little bit weak, they just try to crush you. So it's like a horde of wolves. They feel the weakness and then they go for the weakest guy. It's gonna be tough and very long tournament for Andrei Yesipenko. In case he loses today, I would not wish to be in his place. What do you think, David? He can recover still, or it's gonna be just minus.
Depends what do you mean recover to keep clear that guy doesn't have real chances to qualify to win the tournament, but okay, I'm still sure that he has chances to win 1 game or 2 games and keep some. Okay. I hope nobody will collapse in this tournament.
I think Yesipenko, if he loses today, we will see him on -4, -5. This is what I believe.
Yeah.
It's because it's tough. Everybody wants to beat you. They feel you're in a bad shape, you're an outsider, and you need to try to beat somebody. So Caruana usually will not push as hard against Nakamura as against Yesipenko, obviously, yeah? Especially when he feels that Yesipenko is shaking, like an example. So in round-robin tournaments, you play for a win, usually very, very hard against somebody who shows weakness. You don't push against somebody in a great shape. You push against somebody who is not in a great shape. And obviously Yesipenko is not playing too well. Let's go back to the game of VE against Nakamura. So we have here maybe approximately equal, or White is better? David, what do you think, objectively speaking?
Okay, optically I would prefer White's position for sure with this e5, pawn on d5, knight on a5, but on the other hand, yeah, maybe the move bishop c8 was still a good move, because now later he can join this game from e6 or f5, but I believe that it's approximately plus even should be still playable position, but with better chances for White. Somehow, I don't know, maybe this position when he played knight d1 was very interesting, because somehow I believe that maybe we could get more.
Okay, it looks like Strange decision indeed to
Yeah.
play, but I do not agree with you because I think it's just completely equal. In the current position, I think it's very difficult for white to achieve advantage because black's next continuations would be just simple bishop e6 and queen to b6. So how do you want to be better? If I play something like queen on b6 now, for example, we have rook d1 played by VE, simple queen on b6, and to me it looks like completely equal. I don't think there is a way to play for a win here.
I even immediately play queen b6, even without knight bishop e6 or something.
Yes, without bishop queen on b6, I change, I put the pressure on the b2 pawn. I believe this is looking like perfectly equal, but now we have a very interesting moment.
Take b3.
And David, what do you think? So, we have 3 minutes for VE. We have still 13 moves to go for VE. Nakamura with 27 minutes. So with queen b6, Nakamura can make a draw. So you think he will play now the move queen b6 and make a draw, or he's gonna gamble and try to push on time VE? So he's not going for the draw line. He will try to gamble, try to play on, for example, bishop e6 or something, just to play on, trying to push VE on time. So force a draw or to play for a win. David, what do you think?
Win is always better, but I believe that bishop e6 objectively better move, because after queen b6, okay, forget about time, but bishop queen b6, are you sure that it's so equal? For example, after trading queens, I play b3 and then try then to bring my knight to d4.
But David,
And
this is 100%. I'm 100% sure. After b3, maybe soon black is gonna be better because your knight on a5 completely out of the game.
okay, b3 for example.
No, but b3, how do you win with a
I
knight
have
on
to play
a5?
b3. Okay, right now I have to keep the knight on a5, otherwise the pawn is...
No,
Okay.
but this position is... Black has no
And-
problem at all. By knight on a5, you cannot play this for a win.
Okay, I thought bishop e6, maybe knight e2, knight d4, and then king to e3, maybe later rook on c1.
No, no.
I don't know. This
No. Okay, no, of course, you cannot play it for a win. I think that black is slightly better. I checked for a second with an engine because I'm quite sure what is gonna happen. Let's turn on the engine. So what engine is going to show us, just for fun to know. But I'm quite convinced that black must be doing fine.
What is engine showing? 0,
Nothing
0?
for the moment. I don't know,
Okay.
doesn't turn on. Maybe too many
Doesn't
people
like
on
position,
leeches. Yeah, maybe you can turn on the engine just to see
Okay, let's try.
how the evaluation is, but it looks
Yeah,
like it's
0,
good.
0, 0, 0.
Okay, so okay. Now my leeches is even hanging after turning on the engine. Ooh, completely collapsed. Okay, so quickly turn it off, otherwise the live stream might collapse. Okay, so this is completely equal, and Nakamura, let's see if he's gonna play for a win or he's gonna play with queen b6 to make a draw. One of those two options. I don't know what is gonna happen. Now my leeches is down again. How is your leeches, David? Working or also not?
Yeah, it's working, yeah.
Okay, now I'm also back. Yeah. Okay, let's see if Nakamura plays for a win or he just wants to make a draw with a move queen on b6. Till then, we can check the game of Yesipenko against Giri. We think it's gonna be 0-1, so Giri is gonna win.
I didn't check with the engine what engine, but let's do it with the engine. It's more interesting. But that looks very good for blacks.
It looks like it's gonna be game over soon. Bishop pair, domination on the d file, all this pressure on the b file, not looking very dangerous. There is a 5 coming next. Should be
such a harmony between black pieces. It's incredible, just
yes. Black pieces perfectly positioned. Looks like a game over for Yesipenko. Also 8 minutes versus 18, so Giri
girls
should
are
be
done
able.
already, yeah?
Sorry?
They played already. Girls already played. Women section, I mean. They played already. Okay, Naiditsch
Who
won.
played?
girls, also women section. So
Women's section, yeah. We can check the women's section.
they already finished.
They already finished. Okay.
Yeah.
Usually I am not checking the women's section. The girls' chess is
But
tough.
they're fighting
so-
very good. Fighting chess.
Fighting chess. Okay, so we have Nakamura with bishop on e6. He plays for a win.
Yeah.
Nakamura doesn't want to make a draw. Knight on c4 by VE. He tries to get the knight on d6. Knight f5, preventing knight on d6, and still we have the move knight on d6. So VE tries to make a draw, tries to force a draw, take. Now in case
Okay,
queen
it's draw,
takes,
yeah.
there is queen on d4 followed by knight takes d5 with a draw. Can Nakamura do something to win the game? David, what do you think?
But how?
I don't know.
Can, but what?
Something.
Okay.
3 minutes only for VE.
I don't think so. And after queen d6, okay, I don't have this knight e4 ideas. Queen b6, you always.
Maybe f6. I play now with black f6. How do you make a draw?
You want f6? Then I take already d5. Then with such a famous ranks, then later, yeah, okay. Just now it's dead draw. Queen knight d5 after f6.
I thought rook to d8, but maybe you have knight f4. Okay.
Yeah.
But still, okay. Maybe a little bit of
King
fighting.
g8 he played, yeah.
King on g8. Let's see if we have knight takes d5 or knight e4.
The same, I think. It just transposition looks like, yeah. Knight
It
e4,
looks-
queen b6, knight f6.
Not sure, because knight e4, queen on b6. How to make a draw? Knight on f6 check. Let's say I go king h8 or king g7. Doesn't matter. How do you make a draw?
Knight takes d5.
Knight takes
You
d5,
take-
but you're gonna be
rook
pawned down,
d8
no?
later,
Queen
yeah.
takes d4, rook d8. Maybe lost.
Yeah. Okay, he took on d5 anyway, yeah. Now we have to take.
Yes,
Bishop take, queen
to take on
takes,
d5 looks correct.
and then queen b6 check, yeah. If you don't want to. Okay, I think they will agree draw now.
Nakamura will try to find something. He likes to try to win, but difficult, yeah, difficult. Bishop d5 looks like a forced continuation.
Yeah.
We have a nice
Okay.
comment in the chat. Good evening, GM. I'm enjoying the analysis. Yeah, thanks. You are
Thank you.
welcome. So, bishop takes d5 looks like a forced. Queen takes. Can we get the pawn b2 without losing the pawn a6? Very difficult, but maybe because the king is a little bit weak, so there might be some little chance here for black, but most probably a draw. But queen b6 or queen f6, still queen on d4. Difficult, yeah. Even with 2 minutes on the clock, VE should be able to make a draw here. It's gonna be a draw. No, David, what do you think?
Yeah, it's 7 moves to play. It's after move 40 they're getting that additional time. So he will manage somehow to make 7 moves. But I don't think that Nakamura will really push, because how I want to do it. Okay, only small problem of white's position is pawn on f3, but how you want to... Okay, would we pawn on f2, for example, instead of pawn on f3, pawn on h3 or pawn on g3? I mean, with f2, g3, h2 or f2, h2, h3 structure, then it's dead draw just, but it's still dead draw, but... I mean, queen b6 check, queen d4. Yeah.
Yeah, looks like a draw. So we will see, most probably a draw. I guess both players are disappointed with a draw because 1 loss, 3 draws. Not a great start for both players. Today we had an interesting opening where I believe white got some advantage and then VE missed all his advantage, and now we have a draw. Let's go back to Yesipenko against Giri. We have a 5 move been played, knight on c3. Yesipenko is fighting a little bit, but it looks still very promising for black.
Yeah, just queen somewhere, I don't know.
Where would you go with the queen, David?
Knight d5 or what? Okay, looks like d4, but why not d4?
Sorry?
Queen d4, I think.
Queen d4. Okay, let's see. What can
Okay, I
we do
think I
after
have to
the
go
move queen
to-
on d4?
d4 or c5, but somehow I want c5 square for my bishop, so...
And in case I go knight on b5, you would like to
Then I
knight
don't
b5? Maybe.
Knight b5, yeah, because I can't take a6, I think. You take d4, then c6, and... I don't know, maybe even there I can take on... But why to go to that endgame, yeah?
Maybe queen takes f2 you have, no?
Queen f2, yeah, queen f2 is
And then we
yeah,
take the
right,
queen, and this is
Yeah.
looking like a winning position. So,
Yeah.
no knight on b5. What else can be done by white here?
Second. I need light. So, now it's better.
So, no idea.
Looks very bad. Bishop c5 is threatening. Bishop queen takes c3, it's threatening. I don't know. Maybe it's really lost already. Yeah.
It looks lost, yeah. It looks like a lost position. Maybe knight on e2 back, but
Yeah. Knight to maybe it's only no. And okay, then
maybe
it's
knight a4.
queen is
Maybe knight a4.
a4. Knight a4 also interesting. And knight
But
a4.
of course it's winning. So there is c3 like an
Okay.
option. And
Yeah.
so Giri on a very, very good way to win his game today. Looks like queen d4 is looking safe, but also queen c5 is looking very safe, so
Yeah.
probably doesn't matter much. Looks like a clear domination by Anish Giri, but very, very interesting game. Especially, let's go back for a little while for those who did not see the opening. We have this king on d7, this artificial short side castle on the queen side. Please pay attention to the black king. Rook c8, and finally the king escapes to b8. Very funny. From
And
e8,
king
d7, c7, bishop out, rook to c8, and then king on b8. It feels like it takes forever, but actually, yeah, Giri manages to escape and wins the game.
But king d7 is novelty, I think. It's just one game, and black played king f8 some 45 years ago. And king d7 novelty, but generally it's interesting line.
Okay,
It's,
very rare line if we look at the opening
Yeah.
to play bishop d3 in connection with the move bishop g5.
Yeah.
Very, very rare. But it shows unbelievable preparation by Anish Giri, because in a sideline to remember the things so precisely, he done a great homework. Anish Giri, what to say? Huge respect. He works like a beast. So, what do we have here? Nakamura is still thinking if he might have a small chance to win the current game. Doesn't seem so. In case of queen to f6, we have queen on d4, complete draw. Obviously, rook and game is a draw, so the only chance for Nakamura to play for a win is to keep the queens on the board, which is, yeah, very difficult.
But
It's a
we
draw.
have to go out. Yeah, no. Because it doesn't matter when you go, I've always queen d6 or queen d4. Or, yeah. I think it's no chance. Maybe we offer draw and that because Nakamura thinking a bit hurt. Yeah, I don't know. And okay, Giri played queen c5 and rook e2 is happening.
Let's go back to the game of the Giri. Queen c5 played, rook to e2 played by Yesipenko. Just 4 minutes for 12 moves. It looks like a desperation.
Yep. Rook e2. Okay,
We have
suddenly
a
he
question
decide-
in the chat. What about the queen b4? But queen b4 is the same. That's queen b4.
Right.
Always queen on d4. This is the problem. Queen protects upon on b2, and yeah, doesn't help. Doesn't help.
What is question? Where queen what? Where?
b4 in the game of the Nakamura.
Ah, okay. I thought it was. Okay, yeah, then queen d4 again or something like that.
So, rook on e2, e6 pawn is hanging. Okay, David, with the black pieces, what would you do here? How do you finish the suffer of Yesipenko? David?
Yeah, I'm thinking. You know, I'm slow. I need time. Okay, queen, maybe still. I want somehow to activate dark square bishop. And that's the question now. To move the queen and bring the bishop to c5 or to play some bishop, maybe bishop h4 actually.
Wow.
To provoke g3.
Why not to play bishop f6?
Also very good move, yeah? I thought anyway white has to play g3 and then I wanted bishop f6, but maybe you don't want to play g3, yeah? Something with dark square bishop, because both rooks, bishop c6, queen, they're very well placed, and only piece now we have to activate is dark square bishop. And the question how? Bishop f6 looks also very healthy. Bishop h4 well, looks very good. I don't know. What to do with white? White is some kind of zugzwang. What to do with this queen on a6? It's trapped.
Bishop f6 been played by Anish Giri.
More of a normal good move, yeah?
I think resignation, no? How to defend the knight on... by the way, we have here one small and beautiful line. Rook on c2, bishop c3, rook takes, and rook d1 finishes the game. Because
nice,
of the
nice.
pin, rook takes, we win the queen, and
Nice
that's it.
deflection.
So,
Yes.
a little nice line. Knight a4.
Late knight a4. Okay, maybe it's only chance, practical chance at least.
Maybe it's the only move to play on. Giri has a great choice here. Just a simple bishop a4 takes c3. Looks like game over. Rook to d2 coming next. c3 pawn is so strong. Bishop better than the knight. It is complete game over. Simple move. Bishop takes a4, but maybe there is even something better. David, what do you think? Is there something like queen a3?
I agree with you, but bishop a4 should... he played already, but I wanted just to say that somehow I like this bishop, you know. Last 2 hours just we spoke about the bishop, so
Yes,
good bishop.
bishop so strong.
I didn't want to try to change it, but it's, he already took it. It's also practically very good decision. Yeah. But
Okay,
it's
so
kind of position where it's not, it's maybe black has 2-3 moves. 2-3 good moves.
he takes
And
and
c3,
plays the
just as
move
you say.
c3 as we
Played over,
expected.
yes.
Okay, easy move. Yeah, it is game over because black wants to get rook to d2. In case of queen on c2, we have option, for example, rook d7, then rook to d2. So it looks completely lost in my opinion. David, what do you think? Completely lost or still some chances?
Okay, objectively it should be completely lost, but practically it's always chances, because you know we are not engine, so I mean even this is to 7 to 8 guys, they can make mistakes, but objectively white doesn't have really good big chances. And what I wanted to say, the guys, this game I really liked it. This game, very good example of consolidation and centralization of the pieces. How Anish put the pieces, very compact, or I would say that it's centralized and mobilized. So, and it's really nice to see it. When you put pieces like that, then it's easy to make good moves, and then you have good options as well. Yeah, what to do now? Yeah, bishop g5.
Okay, good game by black, definitely. Great game by Anish Giri. He seems to be back to 50%, and we have bishop g5 played by Giri, also very good idea, of course. Supporting the move rook to d2, perhaps there is bishop d2. It's a win, let's go back to the game of VE Nakamura, because still the game continues. Wow, Nakamura was a pawn up. How did he manage to get a pawn up position? Now maybe black is winning. Nakamura wins eventually.
But how? It's just pawn up.
But how do you hold this rook endgame, David?
King g3?
Sorry?
King g3?
Yes, but rook to c4, for example?
Okay, we have to protect g2 square, yeah?
I think very nasty endgame. Or maybe even rook h1. Also, this endgame might be very unpleasant.
Tricky guy, yeah?
how he got there. So let's take a look. We had take, queen on b6, take, and rook takes, and rook on c8. But it looks like a draw. How he got a position with a pawn up, I don't understand that. h4, but why h4? Why not h3?
Yeah, h3.
Is it not just immediate draw after the move rook to g4?
Incredible, yeah. And also maybe just rook a1, back, just maybe.
Rook
Yeah,
a1?
it's also... Yeah, rook a1 and after rook c2 to play rook g4. Yeah,
rook
why not?
c2,
Okay,
rook on g4. So what do we have here? h5, rook on g3.
Okay, rook g3, yeah.
Looks... But
And then
this
king
is a
h1,
little
rook
tricky
g1.
because maybe I
Yes.
can play f5.
Okay, but then I put my rook on g5.
Rook g5, king g7. Okay, should be a draw also, yes, but maybe a little bit of calculation needed here because so passive. But why not just to play is a move h3?
Yes.
Hard to understand. Maybe there is a trick that we don't see. Rook on g4. So for example, f5, rook on g3. Is there a way for black to do something on the first rank eventually? Some check. Then the rook comes here. Oh, we're almost getting mated. Yeah, maybe not so easy.
Yeah, that's because somehow I feel better when my rook was a1, white rook, I mean. Not to get this
Maybe not so simple. So rook a1 then, f5,
passive,
rook
but
on
yeah.
g5,
And then
king
maybe
on
king
g7.
h1. Okay, king f5 you play, king g, rook g, yeah, rook somewhere, yeah, now doesn't matter. And maybe king h1 just.
King h1. So can we trap the white rook on g5? It's gonna be difficult to trap.
You need 4 pawns, maybe. You need one more pawn on f4.
How to trap? To play f4, then to play h5, king h6, but then there is still h4, so no way to trap it.
But at least
No
now
way
we have
to
interesting
trap it.
rook endgame. I love rook endgames, so with pawn down I'm in that game. Always possible.
Okay,
Yeah?
not easy. So we have VE with the move h4, and he lost the pawn on h4.
h4 was very...
Now it's very tricky. This endgame is
Yeah.
very tricky. I think black might be able to push this endgame for a very long time. This is not an easy draw because we have couple of rooks on the board. With one rook, easy draw. With a pair of rooks, not an easy draw.
But again, rook king h2 move I don't understand, yeah? Why not to try to play, for example, something like rook a1 again instead of king h2, I mean?
Yeah, king h2 also. Strange decision, yeah. Very strange.
Because he needs to kick off this rook from second rank, so somehow rook a2 he should play. Maybe rook a1 first, and after rook h4, rook a2. a5, I mean. ga5.
Yes, rook
and then
a5
rook
looks
a2.
good. To change
And
pair
rook
of rooks.
a2. Yeah, because if we bring rook to on the second rank, then it should be easy draw.
Yes.
And immediately rook ga5 maybe doesn't work so well. I think rook a1 is, yeah, it's for sure not only way, but yeah, because now rook a2 is unstoppable, I guess, yeah.
No, but you can do rook a1, your idea looks good. As well, we have the idea of rook a5 and just to run rook b5, c5, d5, etc. behind the black rook.
Yes.
So, yeah, king h2, very strange, and now VE is going to suffer for a very, very long time to hold the position to a draw. So, yeah, good evening to Hadi BM. Hadi BM is always following us daily. Welcome to our live stream. Let me see, Yesipenko, Giri, the game is over. So, last we saw the position after the move bishop on g5. King f1 played by Yesipenko, queen c4, nasty pin, rook on d1, rook on d2, take, yeah, just complete game over. White has to take on c4 because there's nothing else. Rook takes, rook c1 is coming next. So That's it. Rook takes e6, for example, rook c1, and rook to e1, rook takes e6. That's it. That's it. Game over. Nice game, nice game. By the way, David, who is your favorite to win the candidates?
To be honest, I don't have favorite. So
You don't have a favorite.
I would say that who played better chess and more so nicer chess for spectators.
Yeah, but who do you like more to win the candidates?
Really, honestly, I don't have.
So you don't care who wins the candidates at all?
It's ask me for maybe I can say it for football or some tennis, but in chess, if you would play, I would say you, but you don't play there, so. No, I really don't have it. It's okay.
So David has no favorite, but for me,
no favorite. But sorry, but I am happy to see that young guys like Sindarov playing it, and that's when young guys showing good chess and good results. That I'm happy for them. But generally, the guys, all of them are very strong, and yeah, just I'll just enjoy how they play, and let's see. And who is your favorite?
for me, Caruana. I had Caruana as my favorite to win the tournament.
Okay.
Because he's always very fair at the chessboard.
Yes.
Good guy. But today, with a loss against Sindarov, it's not gonna be easy to win the candidates. Such a good start. But today, tough loss for Caruana. What to do? So, let's go back to the game a little bit. David, what do you think? He's gonna survive or not? The Chinese superstar.
I think he will.
You think he's gonna survive? What would you play here with a weight?
Okay, still G3, I think, because
King G3?
yeah, because I don't think that we will lose the G2 pawn.
And in case I go Rook H1?
Okay, Rook H1 and then... But okay, if you go the Rook G1, I have always King G back, but okay, this King H2 so bad move, but still... Okay, go King G3, Rook H1, yeah?
Yes.
Now, what to do with this Rook on B2? Maybe like you suggested, something like Rook 6 A5, Rook A5, I mean.
Okay, H4 check.
H4 check, King, okay, should go somewhere to G4.
No, but G4 you cannot. G2 is hanging.
Ah yeah, I have to go to F4. Ah yeah, it's dangerous. Yeah.
King F4. Now I have many options. For example, Rook E1. Your king is almost trapped. Next move is King G7.
Yeah, that's some part. Maybe G1. Yeah, but
let's
King
go back.
H2, why 2 with King H2? King G, maybe King G1 back. Yeah.
Yes, King G1, and now let's say I don't know if I should give you a check or I should not give you a check. Maybe I give you a check. It's quite interesting. King F2, and I play Rook H1. How do you play against the move H4 and Rook to E1 with the idea of giving a checkmate with a Rook H F1 next?
Yeah. Do we have time for counterplay? Some Rook, but so not easy. Rook,
not easy.
If we go, yes.
Not easy at all, because your rook is stuck on G5, so every time you have to defend the pawn on G2. So your rook is paralyzed.
I think Rook A2. Maybe Rook A2.
Yes, maybe, but it's on the limit. H4?
Yeah, sure. It's H4 and then...
Because I want to play Rook B E1 and then to give a checkmate here on F1, so...
Yeah, dangerous.
Very dangerous. I think it might be lost. It might be lost.
Okay.
King G1 played, by the way, by VE, but I think it's lost. Rook on G5 is very, very poorly positioned. I believe that even a move like, just a simple move like Rook on C4 might win the game. Because you just put the second Rook on the second rank, then I go King G7, King H6, and basically that's it, no?
Yeah, okay, without h2 pawn, it's maybe this passive defense with rook a1 is not enough, because I have additional ideas with h4, h3 later.
But I don't need h4. I play king g7, king h6, and that's it.
Okay, now for example, rook a1.
Rook a1 you play, I play rook on c2.
Okay, and king h1.
King g7.
Okay, rook g1, and
Okay,
king,
you want to
but,
break free, but
actually I should go to h2. Why I went to h1? Now I have h2. The only good thing with it.
okay, king g7, or maybe I can play f6. No, sorry, king g7.
Okay, then I run. Yeah. Okay, king h2, king g7. Okay, rook g1.
Yeah, but it will not save you. I can play rook f2 or f5. Rook f2
Okay.
first. Okay, I don't know where is the difference, but maybe f5.
King h3.
Okay, f5.
King g. Yeah, but my rook is trapped.
Your rook is trapped. King h6 is coming, looking lost.
Okay, rook g3 now.
Rook g3.
Maybe rook h3, king g3, rook h1.
Yeah, but then no moves left. No, but I think it's lost.
Yeah.
I think it's lost. I think this position is just
Yeah.
lost.
Okay, at least it's practically not so easy. Maybe engine will hold it, but it's but it's interesting, yeah. Just even
I
on
think-
such a level, if the guy will lose, it's how it happens, yeah. How it can happen on such a level to lose such a game if you will. But okay, let's see how it.
No, but of course for VE, this is basically game over. Yesterday blundering a piece, today losing a rook in game 3 versus 3. After that, you would like to go straight to China with the nearest flight you have. So very, very tough. Also, something is wrong with VE, because usually he never blunders. VE sometimes makes mistakes, but he usually never blunders. And yesterday, one move blunder. Today, 3 versus 3. This is already like a club level player usually doesn't lose 3 versus 3. And currently, it seems like VE is gonna lose the game. Very unusual. Maybe what I'm thinking, David, is because they play in Cyprus, and there is basically a war zone now in Cyprus. So maybe they're feeling very, very unsecure, or eventually it's very poorly organized by FIDE, because usually all the players are complaining about the FIDE. FIDE is terrible in organizing events. So eventually maybe VE is suffering with food or something else. And also yesterday Pragnananda blundering piece in one move. Very unusual, no?
Okay, but it seems that for Sindarov, for example, it's good food and no war.
No, but somebody always has to win. This is normal, but maybe something is not good.
Okay, something it's for sure. It's such a games like also yesterday or today. Yeah, these mistakes like we made. It's normally it's not connected with chess. Yeah, but we can't know it was the exact problem. But yeah, but for him, okay, for him.
I don't know. I have never seen VE playing games like that. Like never, never. Because sometimes yes, he's losing. Sometimes he's over pushing. All of that is possible. To blunder piece yesterday, very unusual. Today 3 versus 3. I think VE can't believe himself that he's losing now. This is something that is like never happening. Like literally never.
Yeah. Let's see, but should we go through the women's section, the games?
Take a look at the girls. Yes, okay, let's take a short look at the female section. I clicked. Let's see if now we're getting the positions. For the moment, dark screen on leeches, maybe. My connection also might be not perfect because I'm in the Emirates, so sometimes also here the connection under the current circumstances sometimes not the best. How is it for you, David? You can open the girls? Yes, now I can also open the girls. So let's take a look. We have Mozechuk winning against Lagno, so big match. Mozechuk Lagno. Let's take a look at the game. What did happen? We have Spanish. Bishop e7, this bishop takes c6. It's like exchange Spanish or Berlin. d3, queen on d6, very unusual. Very, very unusual way. More common is the move knight on d7. So queen on d6, a4, bishop e6, knight a3. Muzichuk, great preparation. 1 hour 33. The girls, by the way, play different time control than the boys, which is weird. Why do you think it is like this, David? Why does a man have different time control than the women candidates?
They have faster control. Maybe men play slowly, I don't know.
Maybe.
But to be honest, I didn't realize it. And now when you say it, I see that they start with 130 and...
Yes, the ladies start with 130. Less time than the men.
They're faster.
Let's take a look. So what do we have here? We have solid position. Knight on d7, solid position. White is doing slightly better. White is getting ready here, but still black is very, very solid, so no reason to
very
panic.
Solid, yeah. What happened there later, yeah? Because positions looks very solid.
Okay, slightly better for white. a5, very risky. I think more safe is usually to take. a5, now sacrificing the piece on a5. Knight on c6, mating attack by Anna Muzichuk.
She sacked a piece there just on a5, wow.
Is it a good piece sacrifice? What do you think, David?
That's, I don't know.
I'm not
Maybe
so sure.
with shorter control, yes.
Queen to e3, what is the point of this move?
Wow.
What is the idea of queen to e3?
Okay, not to allow bishop c5 maybe. And
Yeah, but why not to
c4,
go
c5.
queen to c3?
Maybe c4, c5 she wants, I don't know.
Wow.
What else?
Also so fast. 10 minutes of thinking, sacrificing a piece. Queen on e3, almost instantly played. Idea so hard to understand. Okay, now we understand.
But I'm not sure even if I would take on a5. But how is positioned? Okay, white has rook and 2 pawns and attack, yeah? I mean, if black would take on a5. Because this knight on c6 is a bit nasty, yeah? So...
No, but rook a5 for sure better for white.
Yeah, that's clear, yeah. But
This is
it's
for sure
but
better.
Okay, I put bishop on c5.
Yeah, but this is for sure better, David.
You take
White.
yeah, okay, that's I believe it.
White is for sure better.
Also, material is rook and 2 pawns should
Yeah.
be better.
But I think this
with-
is very unclear here. It's not so easy. Not so easy at all. Bishop on d6, little bit strange. Why to put the bishop on d6?
Now would be good time to make short house. How you say it? Short castle, so artificial short castle, long
Like-
castle on the short side.
Like this. Yes. Maybe not a bad idea, but king d7 there might be rook a7, queen takes b6 is coming next. So not so easy eventually. Okay, let's just check the game. Queen h3 check, queen returns, now they repeat. d4, wow. What is d4? What a fighting
endgame.
spirit.
She went to endgame just what? What's going on?
Very...
Why not to trade the queens?
Because maybe there is no way to stop the move c5 next.
Okay, yeah, but better to. I thought it's in endgame better to have this up.
Yes,
But not
soon
this
you're gonna
time,
be
yeah?
just 2 pawns down.
Yeah.
No way to defend from c5, like...
Okay, it's clear that we have to give the piece back, but do I have any good version? No, huh?
Okay, something...
Strong.
No, but the ladies are so aggressive. Men would never do
Yes.
something like that, but the
I
ladies
told
so
you it's
aggressive.
nice, but for spectators it's best, yeah, to...
Yes. Funny game.
watch these
So king on
games.
b7,
Yes.
c5, rook a8, cd. Queen takes d6, but it's still not a simple position here. But why queen on d6? This is maybe not the best, or There is nothing else. Well,
But okay, yeah.
queen,
Okay.
rook takes here. Intermediate move, and this is just a checkmate, yeah. But very good game by Muzechuk, all in all, I believe. Just fantastic game. Of course, too early. Black should have fought a little bit more, but beautiful finish, yeah, with a queen a1 and queen a6.
And one question. Instead of queen d6, I have one stupid idea. It doesn't work maybe, but queen d2 maybe we can play.
Queen d2?
Yeah, instead of queen
Also
d6.
rook a4, yeah? But okay, queen on d2.
Yeah.
Okay, but here
Okay, it
I'm
looks weird, yeah, but...
knight
Okay,
on
queen d2.
c8, I think, wins, no? Knight d8, I mean.
Knight d8, you mean? An idea, okay. Deflection with deflection, okay.
Maybe rook a4
When rook a4?
instead of queen on d2.
Yeah, rook a4 also interesting. Because somehow with this c1 square to do something, yeah?
Okay, it's
And
probably
back rank,
winning
yeah?
for white, but it's a little bit of fighting, yeah?
Yeah, some tricks at least.
Yes. Okay, rook a4 also loses because I think I can play d7. And that's it.
That is-
If you take
that
my
is-
queen, it is a checkmate.
Wow, nice checkmate, surely.
Yes.
People, this
So-
nice checkmate on a7.
Looks like game over in any case. Okay, beautiful game. Let's take a look at Asubayeva versus Stan. It's a draw, very long game, so we can... Let's watch quickly what happened here.
I just checked with engine what was the problem in this game. Okay, because b5, Muzechuk Lagno game, I mean.
Ah,
b5
not okay.
takes, a5,
We
bishop takes, a5 takes. Yeah, rook a5 is...
we are already in a different game, David. We're checking Asubayeva Tan. Okay,
Just
we
wanted to...
engines
Yes,
are
let's
too
check.
strong.
Not for girls, for us maybe.
The ladies are too good. So we have here safe opening, and the safe opening leads both players playing very, very fast. So slight advantage for white for Asubayeva. She's doing a little bit better. She's doing much better. What is this? What is this, David? White to take on a7 and to give exchange. Was it a must? Why not to play just queen a6? Knight on f3, but looks better for white, I think.
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, queen takes, and yes, this position could be... This is equal, yeah. This is just equal.
Knight f3, yeah?
But knight f3 is... I think there are many moves that are equal here, no? Even f6
Yeah.
might be more or less equal, but knight f3, of course, is beautiful. And this is just a draw, yeah. This is just a
Nice.
draw. Zero chance to win for white. Even with black, you might be able to play a little bit, but also black doesn't want to play for a win. Because I think with white, you can never win that. With black, theoretically, because f2 is weak, but of course, it is a draw. So also this position is an easy draw.
Such a-
Yeah.
H4, H5, or it was good
Yeah.
just in case.
Yeah.
And no chance. Nice game.
Nice game, nice game. Many
Of
tricks,
course.
yeah. Now we
Yeah.
have this young superstar from India, Divya Deshmukh. She lost her game against Zhu. Zhu, very, very strong in the female chess. The Chinese ladies are usually absolutely dominating the female chess. We have a rare opening, and how black wins here. Very safe opening for white. This is still theory. f6, short castle, h4. The ladies know the theory is so good. David, do you know the move h4?
Wait, I'm slow
At
with
the
my
game of
transmission.
Zhu
Yeah,
Divya.
but somehow I don't see the board. Just a sec. H4, okay. No,
Do you know this move?
no. Should I?
Preparation by Divya, but g3. What is g3? I don't
Good
think it
coach.
is the move g3 here. Okay, g3, bishop d3. Still, it looks like quite a nice position for white. Knight e1, very positional. Knight on g2, knight f4 is coming, but it's just giving up on the pawn. What is going on here? What is this? Terrible. David, how you explain that? Knight e1, And after knight f6, just to give the d5 pawn. This
Okay,
is
but
crazy.
what they play black play after rook e1? I mean, but it could be interesting.
It's
Okay,
terrible.
But c6 just
What is interesting here, David, is just terrible.
pawn.
No, but
Why?
okay, you're just a pawn down for nothing.
Rook e1, but what black plays after rook e1?
After what?
Rook e1, yeah? Queen
No, but this is what happened in the game, but black has so many options here. Queen f7 happened in the game, and queen on b3 just...
Could I take on h6, or is we give too much material? After queen f7, I mean. With some idea, rook e6, knight f4 or something like that.
Yeah, but it doesn't look great. No, but this is so weird, because I think the position of white should be good here. So...
But why? Wait, queen f7, bishop h6. What's happening?
So instead of bishop d2, you go bishop takes h6.
Yeah.
So let's take a look. What can we do after the move bishop h6? Okay, I take gh. Your idea is to take on e6. I take with the queen. You go knight f4. I think I can even take knight takes f4.
Maybe you have to take, yeah? Or yeah, I think you have to take.
Why? Okay, I don't think I have to take, but why not to take?
Yeah. And what do we have now?
I think it's
Rook
just
is,
lost. No.
Just lost, yeah. King is coming to g7, and I don't have even a single check, yeah. Later, for example, after queen h5. Yeah, okay, that's very bad. It's just
Okay,
lost.
queen to b3. I keep
Queen
the
b3.
knight. King f7, rook e8. Just resignation.
Yeah.
Two
That
pieces
I lost,
are
yeah.
better, yeah.
I know, I thought I have time somehow to do something with g7, g6 square, but no chance. Okay.
This doesn't
Okay, then
look...
it's bad. I just okay.
No, but the
then-
whole idea, like, why to do that? White is doing so nice. Okay, if you want, you can play bishop c4, just keep the d5 pawn alive. Zero risk position for white. I think it's okay for black, but it's a zero risk position for white in my opinion. And now, crazy sacrifice also with black. Bishop e6 is not the only. You can just play c6 with a beautiful position for black. So for example, c6, knight f4, just go king h7, black is better.
Yes, but I thought also why not to put bishop on g2 maybe or not?
Bishop on g2.
Yeah, so instead of bishop d3 or
Yes, bishop
maybe.
g2 also looks good, yeah.
It's very solid at least.
Yes.
And then maybe the same ideas later if we have time with knight e1, knight d3, because actually the idea to bring the knight to f4 I like.
No, but
But no time for it. Like in the game, the white doesn't have time. But with bishop g2, maybe white has time to play later with.
I think it's still
the
theory,
castle.
David. After bishop g2, there is queen b5, for example.
Okay, then queen e2. Let's
That-
go to the end game. Yeah?
Queen on d2
Ah.
or e2.
Then you just e2. I thought, but you just take on d5, yeah? Or
No, but
not,
I will
don't
just
know.
even this endgame is equal.
Hey, well, yeah, but better than to lose, huh?
Yes, okay, but white is better, David. H4 is still theory. White is playing for advantage. White doesn't want to draw here, but yeah, strange decision by the Indian superstar, and yeah, just 2 pawns down for nothing. Wow, 2 pawns down and bishop pair down. Yeah, this is horrible. This is just horrible. Absolute destruction of the Divya Deshmukh. I hope I spell her name correctly. Yes, this is horrible. This is horrible. Rook takes h4 coming next. Yes, this is like, whew. Tough game, tough game.
Blundered, maybe.
Tough game.
she
So
just
the next
blundered,
one, we have the sister of Pragnananda with the white pieces, and we have Garechkina with the black pieces.
Yeah.
What do we have? We have the Italian game. Bishop e3, very, very solid line. And this is just a draw. So the sister of Pragnananda basically playing very, very safe line. This is symmetrical position. I think it's just a draw. I think on a very high level, the top level guys, they know how to push this position a little bit. I think a6 is a mistake. It's better to start with a move c3, but even these positions are like so little better for white. Basically, it is a draw.
Yeah. Very symmetric.
Yeah, very, very
Okay.
symmetrical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, doesn't look like a very exciting game, no, David?
No, this one was not. But
Also, strange
generally,
position to repeat.
where they repeat?
The very end, like white to repeat was white. I think white is doing finally better because b5 is weak. Very strange play, but white to repeat, it looks like a better position for white. Okay.
Okay, but what to do?
Okay, you're gonna take on b5 in a good moment. For example, rook to b3, knight on e2. So the idea is probably if we take on b5, there is some knight on c1 somewhere, or knight on c3, winning on b5. But I think white can play this position for a win. We have better structure.
A6 pawn could be dangerous, huh?
Yes. Oh, but I think it's possible to play. Okay, let's go back to the boys. We have still the game going on of VE, who is trying to lose his game against Nakamura very hard because it was such a draw, 3 versus 3 Rooken game, but little time on the clock for VE, and now probably yeah, we have the move, by the way, rook h1. This is what we spoke about, David, that there is h4 coming, and then rook e1, rook f1, yeah, with a mating idea here against the king on f2. So yes, maybe not an easy defense, yeah.
No. Now I checked it with the engine, so but I won't say anything, not to spoil it.
So very, very difficult defense for white.
Looks very bad, yeah. No, as we thought, king h2 was a huge mistake.
Yes, this is really weird. It's strange to play the move h4, and even more strange to play this position king h2. This is like you give 2 tempos for free. Like, why do that? Unreal, unreal. I think VE cannot believe himself he did it. This is a horrible feeling. This is just a horrible feeling when you're playing a move like king h2. This is a disaster. Okay, David, before we will end the stream today, what do you think first? How this game is gonna end? You believe Nakamura is gonna win, or VE is gonna save the game?
I checked it already with the engine, so I know the engine's evaluation.
Okay, so you can say you believe Nakamura wins, yes?
Okay, without engine also, yeah, already when we little bit discussed with these ideas with h4 and so, yeah, it's dangerous. But yeah, it's all objectively lost already. Yeah. After king h2, it's lost actually.
Okay. So
it's incredible.
Nakamura might be back into the tournament. Such a luck today. Incredible luck for Nakamura to be back to win such a position. Unbelievable. And with this win, Nakamura is gonna get a completely different tournament. He will be inspired, very motivated. Tomorrow is a free day. So the round 5 only over tomorrow. Unreal comeback by Nakamura.
It's incredible win, yeah. And we know he's still playing, but yeah, but luck is part of the game. What can we do? And okay, for VE for sure it's pity to lose or to get such a position after such a game, but what can we do? That's a part of the game, and he was very unlucky because king h2 is move 40 actually.
Okay, but king h2 is such an easy mistake that usually a player like VE is not making mistakes like that. Okay, so David thinks Nakamura is gonna win. I'm thinking same as David. I don't see how to save the position. Also, once you make such a mistake, you're psychologically completely crushed. You want to quit the game, you want to go to your room, and I'm sure VE wants to take a flight straight to Beijing after playing king h2, and I think his seconds are advising him it might be not a bad idea. So very, very sad situation for VE. I hope you had fun watching. David, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you, Arkady, for inviting me. It was fun.
In case some of you are looking for a top chess coach, David is a very famous chess coach. He is a grandmaster, huge experience for very many years, professional chess coach, speaks a lot of languages. How many languages you speak, David?
Not so much. 4, 5, 8. Oh, four.
4 languages, so you can take 4 different lessons in 4 different languages from David in case you speak the same languages, of course. Visit our website, vchess.com as well. In case you are enjoying the content, like, subscribe. Download our books, download our application, have fun with VChess. Thank you very much for watching, and probably I will be back over tomorrow for the 5th round of the candidates. Thank you for watching. Wish you all great day, great evening, wherever you are. Thank you and bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys.